the cut block. So.
What's dangerous about it?
You got to keep running your feet. You don't, you can get rolled up.
How many times do you think you can cut this season in games?
No, this isn't yet.
Not yet? Huh?
You're expecting it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had your ankle tweaked since you played them the previous 3 times or anything?
Well, I try my best to keep running my feet to stay alive, but they get tweaked sometimes.
And Georgia players before have said this is, I mean, just playing this offense is one of the toughest ones. You got to be disciplined, and it's not a whole lot of fun to play. I mean, do you kind of find that the same way? It's playing cut blocks is not the most fun thing you want to do on a Saturday?
No, it's not, but you got to do it, though.
Mm-hmm.
What's the challenge of going against an offense that you just don't see it really anymore anywhere else?
Like you said, you got to be disciplined. Like, you got to be, your eye discipline got to be there, and you also got to be technique sound, because I mean, you don't want to get out your gap.
Is it that simple where they can bust a play if it's just one mistake with such a timing and oriented option offense?
Yeah, you got all 11 got to be on one accord, because if one guy mess up, he went for 80 yards, and you don't want that.
John, you guys are in the SEC championship game, regardless of what happens this game. How can you? I mean, how does that sit with you? Where does Tech fall in that pecking order?
I mean, that's what a lot of guys came back for, because losing to Tech last year. I mean, you don't want to lose to Tech your last year. So I mean, we're not really thinking about the SEC game yet, because we Tech the next game, and we just got to go out there and play ball.
Last season against Tech, you guys didn't really get it done in the red zone, gave up 2 late red zone scores. How important is it to you to sort of rectify that mistake this time around?
I mean, last year, our whole red zone defense wasn't that good. We finished 121, I think, and that's been the main objective the whole year, is to get better on our red zone defense. So I think now you want to be able to stop people in the red zone.
John, Tech's won the last 2 years in Athens, but Georgia hadn't lost in Atlanta since you were probably, I don't know what grade you were in, a long time ago. What do you make of the success that Georgia's had over there in Atlanta?
I mean, it's all about how you attack the week. I mean, you really got to come out to practice, and you got to win the week in practice.
John, other than the final score last year, what stands out to you about last year's Georgia Tech game?
I mean, they won.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too much you can do about it. They won and we lost. I mean, we just got to come back this year and hopefully change the score around again.
What about the hedge scene? How did you feel about what happened to the hedges at the end of the game?
I didn't really see it. I mean, people said about it. I went in the locker room. I didn't really get to see it.
They're 5-4. You win this weekend. You keep them out of getting to a bowl game. You think about that going throughout the week, or you guys talk about that, or?
That hasn't really been the focus. I mean, we really just been trying playing Tech. That's just the next game. We haven't really thought about we got to start them for getting bowl eligible. I mean, because we haven't really thought about it. We always just want to beat the next team that we play.
But you're not saying it wouldn't be happy.
I can't say.
Hey, I don't go back real quick. You just said, beating Georgia Tech, these kind of rivalries played in some guys' minds, deciding to come back. I mean, we probably all think, it's NFL stock or going for a championship. Why do rivalries, impact that decision on so many guys to come back?
Because you always get remembered your team that you was on the team that lost to Tech your last year, or lost to Florida your last year, and you don't want that to sit on you. So I guess a lot of guys come back to get that taste out of their mouth.
So when you're walking around, I don't know, getting dinner or walking around, what are the rivalries that you get asked about? Is it, are you guys going to be Florida? Is it Tech? How often do those come up?
Oh, it's all the time. Everybody please be Tech, but I mean, you just can't. In Florida too, it's almost every rivalry that you get asked about too.
Of course, Lorenzo is one of those guys who came back. How have you seen him improve this year as a senior?
So he's just been all over the field more. His leadership has really stepped up a lot. He always been vocal, but now he's more vocal than he ever been.
John, I talked to Kirby earlier about the importance when these rivalry games get chippy, and he pointed to the leaders like you as far as getting everyone to keep their discipline. You think y'all had lost a little focus against Auburn, and can you kind of use that as far as this week of practice? Because Tech's more than likely going to try to get under your skin.
I mean, yeah, that's any team. We're trying to get up under your skin, but you can't let them get up under your skin. All right, so what now? What's next play? You got to play the next play because, I mean, like I said, we have something to play for next game. We can't anyone gets thrown out of a game due to like fighting. That's really look back on the team, and it's also bad on the leadership.
So Coach Smart was saying that every Monday he said you guys have tech periods. How helpful has that been to get ready?
It been helpful. Like we always look forward to the tech period because I mean we go through like on our new opponent that week, and then at the end of the practice we have a tech period. So it's like get this over with. So,
look forward to as in the end of practice, now that it's fun.
Yeah, I said now it's gonna be all day now, so it's not like okay, I can't get over it now.
Did y'all do that last